Today is March 22, 2026. It is 9 a.m. This is like my 5th video. So this will be the last video that I record today. So let's go on X. I'm just continuing. My list was long. They were kept on piling. Now it's going to take me forever to actually finish edit them. All right. So I saw this. All right. So this is President Obama who posted this regarding Robert Mueller, who passed away. So there's that. Bob Mueller was one of the finest directors in the history of the FBI, transforming the Bureau after 9/11 and saving countless lives. But it was his relentless commitment to the rule of law and his unwavering belief in our bedrock values that made him one of the most respected public servants of our time. Michelle and I send our condolences to Bob's family and everyone who knew and admired him. All right, so I'll read what's there. This is how it's done. Thank you for this great statement. A true American hero whose lifetime of service and integrity left an incredible mark on our nation. All right, so they're showing the difference between that idiot that's in the Oval Office right now in comparison to Robert Mueller. And what did he say? He's like good that he passed away. I mean, people don't live forever. I think, let me not say, when he died, we'll see how people react. I'm talking about Trump stuff. Next tweet. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. They think they live forever. All right, so this I saw them. Oh, I cannot share those images. There's some images I cannot share. All right. Nothing compared to what I saw in Gaza, says American doctor. Israelis blew children's head off, shot in the, there's the word here, people burned to charcoal. All right? So let's listen, and I'll move to the next tweet. I don't want to come across random pictures that I cannot share and give myself work when I'm editing to blur it out. So let's just listen to him.
Infants shredded by American bombs. I have seen children that were burnt like meat ignored on a grill for hours, burnt to charcoal. Specifically, little girls tended to have their lower extremities targeted deliberately and boys in their genitals when they're young, and older boys got kill shots. I have seen pain and I have seen devastation, and I need to tell you that all of those experiences combined don't equal to what I saw in Gaza on my very first week in Rafah. I saw infants shredded by American bombs. I have seen children that were burnt like meat ignored on a grill for hours, burnt to charcoal, to crisps. I have seen children that were shot specifically and targeted specifically. Little girls tended to have their lower extremities targeted deliberately, and boys in their genitals when they're young, and older boys got kill shots. In fact, I saw one little boy, 5 years old, shot in the genitals, not by just a regular rifle, but by an American Apache-made helicopter gunship, which saw this boy riding a bicycle, squared up in front of him sideways, and then shot him right in the groin. In fact, one father witnessed the second shooting of his kid. He felt it being pulled out of his hand, thinking he stepped into a pothole. And instead, when he looked for him, he was 10 feet away, about 2 meters, saw him on the ground, and then heard the second shot as he saw his son's head explode. And the father very poignantly in his grief pointed out to me that if they were truly interested in killing only Hamas, they should have killed me, meaning the father, he's saying this, instead of my son. The atrocities are not just the fault. All of these atrocities are not just the fault of the Israeli government. They're mostly the fault of the United States government and that of Germany and Italy and every other European country that supports the IDF financially and by supplies. We have given them enough TNT to be 3 times what we've dropped on Nagasaki. In terms of TNT equivalent, we have been responsible for the death and misery of more children than at any point in history. The most occupied territory by Israel in the world is not the Golan Heights, it's certainly not the West Bank, and it's not even Gaza at this point. The most occupied territory in the world is the U.S. Congress building.
A screenshot of his face only. I can share the image. I cannot share the images. Unbelievable. This is why when these people, the Jews, and now probably some American as well, when they go outside of the US, they're not gonna welcome them. All right, let's go to the next tweet. Unbelievable. The thing that I was seeing, all right, and YouTube, I have said, is part of the problem. They send their things so you don't share them. Put their warning. All right, next tweet. Breaking news: panic and terror dominate Israel Ben Gurion airport. Israel screams and fear fill the air. Chaos reign in every corner, and passengers are powerless to act amid overwhelming fear. And this is why they didn't want people to share those images, because they know what they were gonna do. That's the thing. They knew what they were gonna do. In this aspect, I'm making reference to Israel, who knew what they were gonna do in terms of violating international law. So they did not want people to film the destruction that they were causing. But now that the role have reversed, because now Israel is being attacked, bomb is raining on them, so the role has reversed. As I'm saying some of this stuff, many things went in my head. I didn't say them in the recording, but I was thinking of those things. We have to give Iran so much credit, even though they had the capability to do something, but they know if they attacked other countries, the NATO countries will come after them, so they refrain themselves. In this aspect, I was making reference to the fact that Iran saw what Israel was doing to Palestine, but it affected them in a way, but they refrained themselves from protecting Palestine so they don't get attacked themselves. So they refrain themselves. This is the mindset that I had. I didn't say it in the recording. So they didn't attack Israel, even though they knew they could attack them. Because if that had happened, then the US will start, it's back and forth, and then perhaps NATO will get involved and things like that. In past videos, I have said the Palestinians sacrifice themselves for the world to see how barbaric and monster human being can be. They sacrifice themselves. Now the world is seeing what these Jews can do. Unbelievable. And they were dancing. Oh my God. The thing that I was seeing as people were losing their lives, they were in pain and suffering. These people were dancing. And they didn't want people to show those images. Now that the role is reversed, now they're showing their pain. They have, similar to what I've said in the US, where they don't want to put laws regarding mass shooting in schools and things like that. They have immune the people, us. When we see that, it's like another day. But some people still have compassion, to have feeling toward the atrocity that is being happening. All right, but let's listen. 26 seconds. Let me see if there's anything else. All right, so this is that. What you saw, all right? We won't ever forget how they gathered together on hilltops with snacks and drinks to watch Palestinians in Gaza being slaughtered. Unbelievable. Jesus Christ. And there was a video that I did last year. Someone shared a video in some Israel schools where they're training the kids when they see Palestinian, how they should behave. Okay? How they should act when they see a Palestinian kid or anybody else. Okay? Oh my God. That's that. Let's go to the next tweet. Jesus Christ. Unbelievable. These people are monsters. Alright, so there's that. Breaking Israel complaint. Iran has reportedly attacked various Israel police stations. Many Israeli military commanders were killed on the spot. The footage clearly shows this. On this day, the biggest news is that 35 soldiers have been killed. Alright, 15 seconds. Okay, I don't know when these images were recorded. They could be as recent as yesterday or as 2 years ago. Like in my last video, there's one video that I was sharing. Thank God, well, the person said it was 2024. So it's been 2 years since that time. So I don't know what to say. We were telling them to stop. You just hear what that doctor just said. Okay, there's no reason for me to add to it. The doctor just said what he witnessed with his own 2 eyes. Next tweet. Breaking. Israel Central Command Commander General Yehuda, what's that? I don't want to pronounce his last name wrong. Has been killed. His head was found severed from his body 10 meters away. There's that. I don't know. If they're causing pain to the mass, how am I supposed to feel about that? You don't want anybody near you, any other group, so what are we supposed to feel? My God. I should not have scrolled. Next tweet. There's that. Let's pause 19 seconds, or actually 20. We are shocked. The children are very scared, said Israel woman after Iranian strikes hit a location near her in Tel Aviv. Remember, Israel settlers were paying to watch the same suffering of Gazans and mocking them for crying. What are we supposed to feel?
את בסדר?
כן, כן. פה בבניין הזה, בבניין הצמוד.
שמעת את זה?
ממש. היינו פה במקלט. אני בהלם. אני בהלם. הילדים מאוד מפוחדים.
הילדים בסדר?
כן. אנחנו שלמים, זה הכי חשוב.
זה הכי חשוב.
כל החלונות עפו לנו.
It's very sad, but you guys were happy when it was happening to other group. Okay, this one is a good one. I've shared that already. It's pretty much my sentiment. Okay, it's called Karma. 47 seconds. Anything else? Okay. I know, I saw them in the back. The girls behind laughing their heads off seem to be unaffected. I'm not going to get worried about any of them. So there's all of that. Shock, okay, watching suffering of others. Alright. Before I show Anna's video, let me listen to this one. Remember this Israel talking about children who thrown stones. Okay, 53 seconds.
דרך שאלה, אני יודע שזה קצת פחות מנומס. אתה היית בצבא?
לא.
אתה היית במעמד שאתה יושב בתוך איזה עמדה וזורקים עליך אבנים?
כן, דווקא כן.
כן?
כן.
בתור מה? בתור שמאלני שעומד מנגד?
לא, בתור מישהו זר בחברון, בצד הפלסטיני, והם לא ידעו שאני יהודי, וזורקו עליי אבנים, ילדים.
ואיך זה גרם לך להרגיש?
נוראי, זה הילדים קטנים, וכולם צחקו, כל המבוגרים צחקו, חשוב שזה מצחיק, שהם זורקים אבנים על אג'נבי, על foreigners, אנשים זרים.
אוקיי, ואם היה לך רובה ביד, מה היית עושה באותו רגע?
ממש, א', אני לא הולך עם רובה, ב', לא הייתי יורה
באופן היפותטי.
היפותטי לא הייתי יורה בילד, בכלל לא, אין מצב כזה.
אני הייתי יורה לו בראש על מנת להרוג.
על ילד בן 8?
כן. אם הוא זרק עליי אבן, הייתי יורה לו בראש על מנת להרוג. דרך שאלה, אני יודע שזה קצת פחות מנומס. אתה היית בצבא?
לא.
אתה היית במעמד שאתה יושב בתוך איזה עמדה וזורקים עליך אבנים?
כן, דווקא כן.
כן?
כן.
בתור מה? בתור שמאלני שעומד
לא,
מנגד
לא,
איזושהי הפגנה?
בתור מישהו זר בחברון,
כן.
בצד הפלסטיני, והם לא ידעו שאני יהודי, וזרקו עליי אבנים, ילדים.
ואיך זה גרם לך להרגיש?
נוראי, זה ילדים קטנים, וכולם צחקו, כל המבוגרים צחקו, חשוב שזה...
So children, if, my God, the mentality of these people, if children stone at them, at him, and he's carrying a gun, he will eliminate them. Children. There's a video that I came across. I've shared it before, but I'm not gonna share it again. I'll show you some screenshot. This guy was somewhere, could have been at an airport, and this Middle Eastern person, lady, was with a child, and the child was wandering around, and the kid got close to the guy. He literally picked up the kid and slammed him on the ground. A concrete, pick him up at the leg and slamming on the ground. I don't know how this kid survived. These people are evil, monsters. All right, so let's listen to her, and then I go to the next tweet.
And for any Israelis watching this right now, I want you to be clear. I want you to understand this, okay? You are hated internationally. Hated. The whole international community loathes you. Young American citizens in this country, both left and right, loathe you. And eventually, these are the people who are going to come into power. Don't be mistaken based on the propaganda you hear in American media. That's not representative of how the American people feel about you. You're hated. And it's not because you're Jewish. It's because you slaughter innocent people. It's because you think you're God's chosen people when you act like absolute demons. You guys like to slaughter people and steal land, and you think you're better than everyone else. You think that you're entitled to everything, including our tax dollars. It's disgusting.
All right, so that's that. All right, she pretty much speak it. Next tweet. Unbelievable. And then they're hiding behind the Holocaust. Oh, I shared this already. Behind the Holocaust, they behind all sort of things, so people don't criticize them. This one I shared already. You know what? For the sake of this video, let me play it again. 97.5% of Israeli Jews have no ancient Hebrew DNA. They are not Semite. 80% of Palestinians carry ancient Hebrew DNA. All right, listen to that and go to the next tweet.
If Benjamin 𝗲𝗏𝗂𝗓, a white dude who grew up in Philadelphia, whose ancestors are from Poland, can be an indigenous man from the Levant and become prime minister of a made-up nation, you can be anybody that you want to be. You just have to believe.
All right,
if Benjamin 𝗲𝗏𝗂𝗓...
I shared that already, but I guess I copied it twice. Next tweet, let's pause. Breaking news. A British journalist has released a secret video report leaking a major story. The UK Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, has been caught lying to the public. The world has learned the truth. He had claimed that Britain is not involved in a war against Iran, while US military personnel are loading 2,000-pound bombs onto B-52s at RAF's Fairford to be deployed in the Middle East. The British public has become strongly outraged. All right, like I've said, the UK is behind it. It's just that they want a reason to join. But because Israel attacked Iran first, they cannot join because it's not as a self-defense. They attacked Iran first. Iran is protecting itself, is defending itself. So they don't have a concrete reason to join. And this is why in past videos I've shared tweets where they're saying that Israel is attacking certain base and UK bases and some stuff. Israel is trying to create a reason for the UK to join. So UK could say, oh, Iran attacked us and this and that. But what is it? China and Russia is on top of it. They're saying, no, it's not Iran who attacked it. It's Israel. Israel is trying. I mean, all of this is a ploy. The UK is part of it. The UK is part of it. They just don't have a reason. They don't have a concrete reason to join. But we have to thank Netanyahu for starting first, because he was so eager to go to war with Iran, but he attacked them first. All right. So the same way they usually say Israel has the right to protect itself, Iran has a right to protect itself. that's what is being played right now.
When they see US soldiers on UK soil kind of nonchalantly just ferrying 2,000-pound bombs around the place to go and drop them in the context of an illegal war, I think a lot of the British public were quite shocked.
Donald Trump is angry at Britain for supposedly not helping enough with his attack on Iran.
I was very surprised with the United Kingdom. You know, unfortunately, Keir is not Winston Churchill.
Meanwhile, Keir Starmer is claiming Britain isn't involved at all.
We will not be drawn into the wider war.
But deep in the English countryside, there's a fleet of American warplanes that are going to bomb Iran every single day.
The government cannot claim that somehow or other a bomber taking off from RAF Fairford, bombing targets in Iran and returning, is some kind of defensive action. It is nonsense.
So what's really going on? What's the truth about Britain's role in this illegal war? And is Keir Starmer...
Alright, so there's that. Let's pause here. Iran acknowledging UK participation, remembering they said it's not their war. Alright, so there's all of that. Alright. This explains everything. Let's go to the next tweet. They sent him first, the US, because of that idiot, but the same way he did with people, do good faith and then turn around and backstab them. Well, this is not backstab, because there's no reason for NATO to join, because Israel attacked Iran. And Israel is not a NATO, is not part of NATO. All right, next tweet. The war on Christ and Jerusalem. Israel forces are brutalizing Christians at the Holy Sepulchre. This follows a Talmudic tradition that views our faith as an offense to their exclusive domain. When I play this, there's some people in black uniform. These were the same group of people when I used to send some past videos when they're trying to instigate the Palestinian so the Palestinian could retaliate, but they didn't get that from the Palestinian. These are the same group. Okay, you're gonna see there will be screenshot in between. You know what, let me just go, let me see. Are there any
المصلين والحجاج الفلسطينيين والأجانب اعتدت عليهم بالضرب. كل ما يحاولون فعله هو الدخول والوصول إلى كنيسة القيامة للاحتفال فقط بأعياد دينية. قوات الاحتلال تمنع أحد من الفلسطينيين أو الأجانب من الدخول. نفس المشهد نراه منذ بداية أحداث القدس المحتلة في بداية شهر رمضان المبارك. كل ذلك فقط لمنع الفلسطينيين من المشاركة في وصول الكشافة لاستقبال النور الذي سيخرج من داخل الكنيسة لينتقل من القدس المحتلة وكنائسها إلى كل الأراضي الفلسطينية واتباعا إلى كل أنحاء العالم. إذا هذا هو المشهد هنا في يوم سبت النور في القدس المحتلة، قمع واعتداء على المصلين ومنعهم من القيام بأبسط حقوقهم الدينية. جبال بوديري، الجزيرة، القدس المحتلة.
There's this here. God will not be mocked. Let's go to the next tweet. I have two more and then that'll be it. All right, let's pause. This gentleman is spot on why Trump and Republican fascists are so desperate to jam through their anti-democracy voter suppression bill, SAVE Act. Bullseye. 1 minute and 22 seconds. Anything else? All right, but let's just listen to the video and then go to the next one.
What's crazy is that as the oil fields burn in Iran, the SAVE Act, which is this transparently villainous attempt to suppress our vote, takes on this new and exciting, nefarious shape. They don't want anybody to vote. They want to make as few people eligible to vote as they can, because what they are doing is so deeply unpopular. They need to make sure that nobody can coalesce. This country cannot come together and vote this psychotically stupid administration out of office so that they're still, as they are doing this in Iran and in Cuba and putting out fires that they started that are completely self-inflicted, they are still trying to ram through this legislation, which makes it harder for us to vote. Right? Gas prices are exploding. The petrodollar is wobbling. The entire American economy is perched on an AI bubble. And what are they focused on? Making sure that you and your mother have a more difficult time registering to vote. It cannot be more obvious that the things that they are doing are disastrously unpopular amongst the entire American voting base. So what do they need to do? Make sure you can't fucking vote. It's nuts.
Well, he did say this is the only time you will vote for him, the 2024. As he was talking, what I was thinking is Crockett in Texas, what just happened, and how they divide Crockett with that other guy, and the people in Texas did not see what they were doing. It's unbelievable. You have Crockett, who was facing the monster, fighting for the voice of the people. They didn't vote her in. Now she's not going to be in office anymore. She lost the primary. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Next tweet. I was very disappointed at the result of the Texas primary. All right, next tweet. A deal was on the table. Peace was days away. They killed the man who built it. Comment or wake if you understand why. All right. So there's the thing here. You know what? Let's listen.
They killed the one man who could have ended this war. And nobody is asking why. Ali Larijani, Iran's top security chief. The man who led the nuclear talks. The man who sat across the table from America and negotiated. Israel killed him. But here is what no one is telling you. Before this war started, a deal was on the table. Oman's foreign minister said a breakthrough had been reached. Iran agreed to give up enriched uranium. Full inspections. Peace was days away. Then the bombs started. And now the man who built that deal is dead. You do not kill a negotiator if you want negotiations. You kill a negotiator when you want the war to never end. Comment awake if you finally understand who wants peace and who wants war.
There it is. Yeah, it was planned. They knew. They knew. All right, this is my last one. Unbelievable. And this is why, this one is all. This is why where there's a video that was like it's an old video where the guy was saying that, like they're not going to be sitting and talking with Israel because they're not for peace. All right, this is my last one. Take care, people. Hospitals are meant to be safe places. Turns out they want your organs. All right. A patient frantically escaped from the hospital, uncovering the terrifying secret hidden within its wall. Okay, I don't know if this is true. All right, the guy is running. I don't know if he has his underwear behind his, under his hospital thing.
Shocking news. A 42-year-old mechanic escaped from a hospital in the northern United States in a state of panic, shouting, "They want to take my organs." At first, police believed he was delirious after a minor accident, but 2 hours later, a raid changed everything. The man, Mark Delcourt, was admitted for a minor injury, but his file had been altered to irrecoverable, and he was moved to a technical/maintenance wing. The doors were locked. The cameras were turned away. Mark heard two people whispering, "No family, we start tonight." In panic, he ripped out his IV, crawled into a ventilation duct, and escaped.
Wow.
Police thought he was still panicking, but Mark insisted there are more people alive in there. At 0047, a special tactical unit raided the basement. They found 4 patients strapped down, one lying on a table next to a tray of surgical tools stained with dried blood. Behind a false wall, they discovered a secret room containing 6 unregistered medical refrigerators and 28 files marked with a red X. The American public is in shock. A hospital, supposedly the safest place, suddenly appears to be the most dangerous for patients without family by their side.
Wow. Okay, so, oh my God, you don't have to ask Brooke if this is fake. It's obviously, but if you want to go ahead. Whatever it is, let me see what Greg said. as Grow currently available, premium. Okay, this person doesn't have Grow for premium. All right, so that is it. So please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. All right, that is it. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.